Here we are. We're 2/3 of the way through January in 2025, and I'm just finally getting around to my G.I. Joe Classified Best of 2024 list. So, in a nutshell, 2024 was a huge year for G.I. Joe Classified for me. I launched my channel. I did a lot of customs. I did like 40 something customs last year in the G.I. Joe Classified line. And you can see those figures on my channel in the customs section. And what I did was I bought a lot of peg warmers, a lot of things on clearance from Amazon and Walmart and things like that. And Ollie's, I went in and I bought the Desert Dusty figures, the Recondo Jungle figures. I bought a lot of Baroness figures, a lot of Stalkers, and I made my own teams out of them, and I weathered them and customized them. I used RIT dye to change their skin tones, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I bought 50 figures, 50. So most of my G.I. Joe budget for last year was buying older figures, not from 2024. So that caused me to sort of modify my list for 2024 best of and reduce it to a top 5. So I did buy a few figures, 5, last year that were the absolute cream of the crop, the best of the best. And while the list is short, I stand by this and I say, these are some of the best figures that they've ever made. Now, yeah, okay, there's a few repaints on my list for sure, but repaints that make sense, repaints that we have wanted since the line began a few years ago. So I'm not a slacker. I'm just, I was busy doing some stuff and my list got reduced to 5. So that's my excuse. That's my rationale for a top 5. So coming in at number 5 is classic. This figure is such a classic. Duke. The retro Duke. The Duke we've all been waiting for. This figure. There it is right there. The classic colors. He's got the visor, the plexiglass visor over his face, just like the old one did. I actually prefer him with the retro blaster. I just think that looks so cool with this particular figure. And what a great piece this is. So he's a repaint. We have had, well, actually he's not really, no, I take that back. He's not really a repaint because the whole bottom is new. He's pinless articulation and all of that. So we've had several Dukes in the line before. This is the one we've all wanted. This figure easily was a top 5 of all time, let alone 2024. So he is one that I did buy, and he comes in at number 5. So with an intro like that, who could possibly be any better? Well, we'll find out, won't we? So there's number 5. Now, coming in at number 4 is another absolute banger, and this figure is the Cobra Night Creeper. Now, this figure is absolutely great. He is a ninja figure. He is a ninja figure that anybody would want in any line if you're into ninjas. And he even comes with an alternate head. And of the 2 figure heads here, I actually really loved the initial one on the left, was my initial favorite. But the more I play with this figure and display it, the more I realize that this classic retro throwback, almost robot style, is really awesome. And is anybody else getting some Mandalorian custom vibes out of this figure? Like that has a lot of potential for maybe a really cool Mandalorian. The shoulder armor, the pads, the chest armor. This figure comes with so much. He comes with alternate sets of hands. He comes with 2 swords. He comes with crossbow, arrow, 2 little like shuri knives, alternate heads. I mean, you get so much bang for your buck with these classified figures. It's really like getting 2 figures in one. So I had to buy 2 to display them, of course. Now, coming in at number 3. Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm just recovering from the flu. I had a nice little round of the flu. Everybody's favorite right in the middle of the winter. So apologize. Coming in at number 3. Now, this is a straight up repaint, but it is the repaint we all wanted from the beginning. And that is Stalker in his classic bright green Vietnam era style tiger stripe camo. Oh, I love this figure. The other one, I built entire squads. I think I own 15 of these figures, but they've been customized. The more muted Stalker figure, but everybody wanted Lonzo in this form, right? So here we finally get on a retro card I'm gonna buy a couple more of these and have fun customizing this figure. But this is the version of Lonzo Stalker that we all wanted, and we finally got him. Just a fantastic banger of a figure. So happy to have this repaint. But I dare call it a repaint, only in name only, because that is the true original Stalker figure that we should have had in the first release. But I digress. Now, coming in at number 2 and number 1. These could be flipped any moment of the day for me, any day of the week. I had to come down to which one is the best figure and which one is the most fun to play with. So what I did was I chose the most fun figure to play with as number 1, because this is a toy after all. But having said that, the Iron Grenadier figure is, in my opinion, this is the nicest looking figure in the entire classified line. It's just an absolute beautiful figure. If you have these, you know what I'm talking about. This figure is just simply superb. This is pretty much the height of the line. The height of any figure line would be the Iron Grenadier. He'd be a figure of the year honors for me of any line that I collect. I think he's probably the best figure I purchased all year long as far as new sculpt, new accessories, desirability, all of it. Like, this figure is absolutely fantastic. So why did I put him at number 2? Well, he's very difficult to find, number 1. And while I do intend on getting maybe 2 or 3 of him and enjoying displaying him with Destro, there's one more figure. I think we all know what I'm talking about at this point. That comes in at number 1 for play value. So I'm going to put him over here at number 2. Easily a number 1 pick, and I get it if you disagree. And that would be, I'm going with the Iron Grenadier Bat, who is just simply, this might be the most fun figure. The G.I. Joe Classified Bat figures, in my opinion, are the most fun figures I have in my classified collection, and quite possibly in my entire 6-inch figure collection. You get both head sculpts. You get how many hands? Interchangeable hands. If you get 2 of them, all of a sudden you can have a guy wielding one of the bats can wield 2 chainsaws. Like, come on. You get sidearms. You get hands. You get flamethrowers, lasers, graspers, all kinds of things. You know what you're getting with this figure. Sure, it's a repaint, but it is the repaint. I mean, the gold, black, and red are just absolutely phenomenal. So that's why, even though for all the reasons that I mentioned about him being, you know, just a repaint, is he really just a repaint? So there we go. That is my top 5 of 2024. 5 is Duke. 4 are the Night Creepers. 3 is Stalker. 2 is the Iron Grenadier, who could easily be number 1. And then the Iron Grenadier Bats. Thanks as always for taking the time to watch. I appreciate it. Plenty more G.I. Joe stuff coming this year. Thanks for watching.